Hello, and welcome to Shaded Reality. I'm Marie,
And I'm Anne.
and we are going to be recording season 3, episode 1. I am so excited. People have been watching all the episodes, and there's stuff all over Instagram and TikTok, and I have been trying to avoid all of it.
I know,
Um,
I've been scrolling right through. I'm like, I'm not
yeah,
even going to look. I'm not going to
it's
look.
all over the place. So this is called the Book of Doubt. And of course, we start with a recap from last season. And my overall takeaway from this first episode is that I love Jessie. Like, I love the way she dealt with everything. I feel for her. Like, I am sad for her. Like, I understand her. I feel like I've been her in fights with my husband. Like, I feel for her 100%. Like, I feel like I can feel where she is and how she's acting. And I really am annoyed with Jordan, honestly. Like, I don't
Yeah.
like him
I have
at
mixed
all.
feelings because you didn't watch the second episode.
I have not.
Yeah. So, I mean, I will say I'm annoyed with Jordan a little bit also, just because I feel like it's now out for the world and he has to
Hmm.
tell people about it and tell his family. Now he's angry at Jesse. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So I
Yeah.
feel like if this would have never been brought up, they would have just acted like everything was fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, but I do, I don't know. We'll get into it later about
Yeah.
him, but I have mixed feelings between both of
Yeah.
them
I
right
just feel
now.
like he already decided to move past it. And now that it got brought up again, he's changing that. And that
It's all coming.
frustrates
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and just one other big takeaway is like Macy and Michaela have like found their niche. Like they are our comedic like relief, and I don't know. I think they're going to be funny throughout this whole thing. They were very much were in season or in episode 1. So I'm excited to see what they bring. Um and then I just said that we like start out. So after they go through the whole recap from last season, we see some social media posts that are alluding to or pretty much say that Demi is out and walked away. But we'll hear more as we kind of go through this recap. So we cut to a new opening. It's very similar to what we've seen in previous openings. And it is obviously new because some of the girls are pregnant. Like you can see in their dresses they're pregnant. So this has definitely been shot more recently. But their blue dresses are very similar to the season 1. Um the way they're walking is similar, but they have fire behind them. I think they're like shooting out on the salt flats in Utah. They don't have water in my version. So I don't know. I thought that it should have been like more fully separated from what we've previously seen, but it's fine. It's
Yeah.
very dramatic, kind of thing.
I do.
Um,
I'm going to have to go back and look at that first episode and see if it's different from the second because they're in white dresses like from season 2, but
yeah.
then it with fire in the background, but then it clicks like at the end, they're all holding hands walking in those blue dresses.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I
So I don't
missed the
know.
white dress part. I don't know. Um, we start with Taylor and she's feeding Ever and she says that last year was a lot. We get some recaps of like her and Dakota and she says that she's been praying a lot and we hear she has been in therapy and she says she's going to be attending a therapy retreat for the next 2 weeks. So after this beginning opening, she's gone. We don't see her the rest of episode 1 and I'm not sure how many episodes we're not going to see her. But Dakota shows up and they get Ever dressed and ready to go to church with him. And he's also going to be keeping him, for the 2 weeks that Taylor's gone. They seem like they're co-parenting better than they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like they seem cordial and not so involved. Dakota invites
Yeah.
Taylor to church, and she's declined. She says she's just exhausted, and she says she likes going to church, but she likes to make the choice herself, like as to when she's gonna go. She says she'll miss some mom talk events while she's gone, and that's about it. Like that's it for Taylor. So we go to our first mom talk event, which is Minky Tour, and we see Macy walking up. I'm gonna sneeze. Um, oh, I think I got it. We see her first confessional look, and she says that it's harder to do these confessionals pregnant, and she's like about 20 weeks, and she says it feels like she can't even breathe. But she says she's going to these events because they're important to mom talk, so she needs to show up. Her and Michaela are like filling up candy bags. They have like a candy bar. And Michaela says that mom talk is at its lowest that it's ever been right now. And we see like, I don't know what you want to call it, like class pictures or something. Like they're trying to make it look like a yearbook. And it says Mom Talk Class of 25. And it's pictures of all the girls in Mom Talk. And they're like graying out. Like all the pictures are in color, but they're graying out pictures as Macy explains what everyone's current status is in Mom Talk. So she says that Taylor and Jen are on mental health breaks, so they gray those out. Miranda's picture starts out gray, and it just says TBD, like to be determined, because we don't know if she's in Mom Talk or not. And Michaela says, Whitney left Mom Talk again. Not a shock. And we see a TikTok by Whitney with the caption, "Where have you been? God forbid I have a life outside of Mom Talk." Like she's, out there putting stuff on her TikToks. And Michaela explains that they all had to like renegotiate their contracts prior to starting this season. And Whitney didn't want more money, but she wanted tickets to the Oscars and a scripted role in another TV show. And Michaela is like trying not to laugh. And when she says this, and she says, she's not here, so she didn't get any of that. And we see another TikTok where Whitney has a caption that says, "To the few of you in Mom Talk," and she's like waving goodbye to them. And Macy says, "I haven't seen or heard from her in weeks." So in my head, she's out. We see that
That's
Leanne
crazy
is at this event. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I thought that was crazy because, so I guess when I heard that, I thought it said that she wasn't in the show because she got another scripted show.
No.
So I heard that wrong.
She was like essentially saying, you need to get me a scripted show as part of my contract negotiation.
That's so crazy.
Interesting. Yeah. So we see Leanne is at this event, which I thought was funny, only because Leanne shows up more than once during episode 1. Mm-hmm. So she must be kind of like attending in lieu of Taylor, I guess, or maybe Leanne's a little influencer herself. I don't know. Is Leanne like closer to our age? I guess, because
I thought that she was older
maybe
than
10
us.
years older than us.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, I guess because, like, yeah, Taylor's like 30. I mean, they just have kids so young, so sometimes it's hard to tell. But she's, she's probably more like 50 than 40. Macy and Michaela are talking about, they're talking and they say they haven't seen Demi since she was trying to tell all the girls to choose between her or Taylor. And they all decided on Taylor. And we hear that with the new season, she was asking to get paid 3 times more than everyone else. And when she didn't get that, she walked away from Mom Talk. And so she gets grayed out on their little banner. And we find out that Whitney and Demi are still friends and have created some sort of alliance. So we see them like doing TikToks together, and they show one of the captions, and it says, apparently the two women who don't know how to take accountability, and it's just those two. Macy says it seems like they're still very interested in what all the other girls are doing and how the show's going. And they're almost like taunting them. And then we see Layla for the first time. She shows up to the event, and we hear that she hasn't talked to Demi about her meeting with Marciano and the info she got. And then Miranda shows up. Freaking gorgeous. I don't know what it is about that girl, but like...
You have an obsession with Miranda.
I have an obsession with the way she looks.
Do.
I don't
she
know
is beautiful, but I think all the girls are beautiful, but you really like are
Miranda just
all for
I guess
Miranda.
I'm like, I have a crush on Miranda. I don't know
You
what
do.
it is. I want to see her in real life because like I haven't met a lot of celebrities or anything, but like ones that you have like in real life, they look even prettier. So I can't even imagine what she looks like. She says that this is Layla, I guess, still has a friendship with Demi and Whitney, but she also has noticed that the group, Miranda says this in confessional. She still talks to Demi and Whitney, but she also has noticed that like the mom talk group is much calmer without them. And she has decided that, yes, she wants into mom talk. Out of nowhere, we hear like ding, ding, ding. There's like a bell that rings, and Macy, 20 weeks pregnant, takes off like running. And apparently at this event, if you hear the bell ring, there's like posted numbers like on these little gold placards everywhere. And you stand next to a number, and if they call your number, you win a prize. And it seems like it's like designer purses. And I just was like, that's such a lame prize. Like, I have no interest in purses, and I could care less about a designer purse.
I mean, if I was there for the event, I would have been definitely running to the numbers. I'm not one to really care about a designer bag.
Yeah.
Or, like I always say, if I have money one day, I don't know if I would like, I feel like there's so many women that's like one of their big purchases is to buy a designer bag.
Yeah.
And I'm just not, I don't know, that doesn't bother me.
No, I could care less.
I'm fine with a Shein bag.
Yeah. I don't even carry a purse, so it doesn't matter to me.
Oh, I know. You don't, and I hate it. That drives me insane. I don't know why. I feel
one?
Yes, I guess it's because I feel naked. If like I don't have my bag with me, I'm missing something. Like I have everything in that bag.
Yeah,
I have to have it on
need
me at all
anything
times.
Besides my phone and credit cards. And they all
I don't know,
I
but
get
then-
yeah.
I don't know.
Get
I
an
have to
ugly
have one.
case that carries my credit cards, and it all works. The DJ announces the prize, and Michaela says, how about we just offer the leader of Mom Talk? And they joke that if he said that, Demi would come dashing through the door. And Layla calls Jessie to see if she's here yet, because she hasn't arrived. And we find out that she's like just getting there. And Layla says, hey, can I just like meet you in the parking lot? They go sit in Layla's car, which is like, this was fully pre-planned because it is fully decked out in like a million cameras. Like, it was ridiculous.
I know. I noticed that too, and I was like, wait, how would you even be able to drive with all, because Layla's like, do you want to go to my car? And I was like, why wouldn't they just get in Jessie's car? Because she was right there.
Because she just arrived. It would be warm. It would be,
Right.
But it was because
and then they get in and I see
up.
like cameras. Yeah.
Yeah. So they go sit in Layla's car, and Layla just like starts. She almost starts crying immediately. She doesn't even want to start talking. And she tells Jessie that she met with Marciano. to find out about Demi, and that he said that he and Jesse have been having an affair the last couple of months. And Jesse kind of like scoffs and says, "You don't know." Oh, and I'm just like, the way her initial reaction, you're kind of like, is she going to deny everything? Like, what's happening here? And then she says, there is so much more to that story. And she's internally freaking out. And she's been hiding a secret affair for a while. So she's very emotional and says it's the biggest mistake of her life and she needs to own it. So I'm, of course, thinking, oh, my God, she slept with him. And I'm like, no, Jesse. Yeah. Like, no, what? And she explains that her and Jordan have been going through a really tough time in their marriage. And they actually separated back in September and no one knew. And that was when she went to LA. And a little bit later in the episode, she says they've been struggling for years. Years, okay? So they separated. I want to make this part really clear. Like, they were on a break. Like, Ross and Rachel friends break, separated. I mean, I get they're married, and I don't know exactly what that means in a marriage because I've never done that. But they decided that they were not together. They were taking a break.
Yeah.
So she says she didn't go to LA for him. Like, it was a press thing. She didn't even know he was going to be there until the day before. And she says they were drinking and she did kiss him twice. And they had an emotional affair, which I assume means like text messages and stuff. She says she was just looking for validation because she was so heartbroken over what was going on in her life and she needed a distraction. And so this is like where I'm super suspicious of Jordan because what was going on? Why was their marriage so hard for years? Like, why was she looking for validation? Like, what does that mean? Like, why did they separate? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm just curious, one. And two, they were separated and she literally just kissed someone. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a little bit more to it than just a kiss, like a night out and she just kissed them. There's a lot, and I mean, again, we'll get into it within the next episodes, but there's text messages and,
yeah.
And I think that she was just looking for the attention. You know what I mean? She wanted the attention from another man and it just happened to be him.
Yeah. Of all people. She says Jordan has known for 6 months and she told him like immediately after she stopped talking to Marciano. And her and Jordan decided they were going to stay together, work through it. And she says that Marciano was aware of this and he said, you know, he had her back. He wouldn't say anything. And Layla says, he told me you guys hooked up. Jesse's like, what does that even mean? Layla's like, that you two had sex. Jesse was like, no, we did not. Like, that didn't happen. And Layla talks about how he said that the second she saw him, she jumped on him, wrapped her legs around him, and you can tell Jesse is getting livid. She was like, yeah, I hugged him, but, like, I am insanely shorter than him. So, like, I had to hug up, and he, like, pulled my legs up. And Layla says, he said you manipulated him. And so Jesse's like, just call him. I'm done. Like, this is crazy. So they call him, and Layla says she doesn't understand why he would make this up. And I'm like, fucking excuse me, Layla? This is like your best friend. You're gonna just believe this creepy guy who, like, is super sleazy over what your friend says? I don't know. That's just not how I am. Like, I believe what my friends say. And, like, he wants attention. Like, that's why he would lie. And he's probably doing this because we already found out he's, like, in love with Layla. Like, he wants Demi. So, if Demi tells him to do this, he's gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they call him, and at first they act like Jesse isn't even there. And Layla says that Jesse denies they had sex, and he says, I said that's what was going to happen. As in, he already said she would deny it, which is so annoying. And Jesse, like, they kind of go back and forth a little bit, and Jesse just has enough, and she gets on the phone, and she's like, genuinely, you know that didn't happen. And he says, I remember I took a Cialis and had, like, cum stains in my shorts. So the man doesn't even fucking remember the night. He was high or on something and drunk. Unreal. I'm like, fucking men. He is just making this up on some
Cialis?
assumption. Viagra. It's like a dick hardening drug.
Why?
You never saw the commercials where there's like a man in a bathtub and they're like looking at the sunset and it's like a Cialis commercial?
But why would a young man?
Because he's on drugs.
Oh, wait. So he was on drugs. So then he had to take that to like.
That's my guess. Yeah, he was like on drugs, drunk, and needed to take like a Viagra essentially to get hard.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. I don't. That's my guess. I don't have experience with it, but so Jesse says,
I don't know. I just thought that was like an old man pill.
I think it is, but if he had them available, I'm guessing if you're regularly like high on drugs, super drunk, you might have problems. Like staying hard or something is, I don't know. Jesse's like, we did not have sex. That didn't happen. And in confessional, Jesse's like, I know it didn't happen. And, so then, okay, let's see. Oh, they like switch back to inside. We have Macy and Michaela. They're looking for Layla because like she showed up and then just disappeared. And they're like, where is that skinny bitch? And they try to call her. And, like, it's just, like, comic relief. So as soon as they're trying to call her, the bell rings. And they just, like, take off running. And she doesn't answer. And Macy ends up winning one of the bags. So then we go back out to the car. And Jessie is taking all of this on. And she's like, I am so sorry. Everyone is going to be affected by this. Jordan and I already worked through this now. And our family and kids will be affected. And Layla says that she hadn't told anyone yet. And Jessie says she'll be telling, like, she'll handle it. She'll tell everyone. And she has a lot of people in her circle that are still Mormon. And she's going to have a lot of backlash, like, when this airs. Like, they're not going to be okay with her kissing. Like, they're going to think that's an affair, Mm-hmm. And she's, like, I was just thinking, like, this just aired on the 13th. Like, right now, it's the 14th. And so she's literally dealing with this in real time. You know what I mean? Like, yesterday, to the people she didn't actually talk to yet, like, this just became public for her, which is crazy to think about.
I think I would have taken my family and went away on a vacation, like no social media. Yeah, I would have dipped out for like a month.
Yeah, 100%. She says she just needs to go home and talk to Jordan. And she says she's terrified that Jordan will believe him over her. And she says that she worked so hard to earn his trust back, and now she's going to be back to ground zero. And what trust did she need? I'm like, what trust did she need to earn back? They were on a break. What does on a break from a marriage even mean? Like, if you're separated, like, no, I guess if you're trying to work things out and separated, like, no one would expect, oh, you're going to immediately go out and start, like, kissing or having sex with other people. But if you guys decide as a couple you're on a break, like, that's also the risk you take. You know what I mean? Like, you're not together anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. So she calls Jordan as she's pulling out of the parking lot and says that Layla talked to Marciano and he told her everything. And he's like, what? And she says, it's all coming out. I'm freaking out. And he says, are there cameras with her? And she's like, yeah. And he says, tell the cameras to go. We're done with the show. Like, I can't do this. And I mean, I get it. Like, they thought they had taken care of this. Like, this was not coming out. This wasn't a thing. And now all of a sudden, like, that has to be like just your stomach drops. I can't even imagine. We cut to the next morning and we're at Jesse's house. She says her and Jordan were like up all night talking and she cried herself to sleep. But then she had to wake up and she had to be a mom and she had to get her kids ready for school. And she explains that her and Jordan talked like all night and it definitely reopened wounds. But as they started discussing it, he did agree that they were going to stay on the show. And we see her and Jordan together. Like, she looks miserable. Like, you can tell, like, her eyes are swollen. Like, she has no makeup on. He's laying in bed, and she just keeps blaming herself and crying and saying, I don't know why I did this. And she says, we've had our struggles, and it just has to do with me. And I was being stupid. I was going through a lot. And I'm so sorry for what I did to you. And Jordan says there's dark parts of him that sometimes think he can't stay with her. And can he live with that lingering disrespect? And can I live with that emasculating feelings? And I'm like, ugh, you're annoying me. Like, this is where, like, Jordan starts to get under my skin. Because what do you mean? Like, you feel like less of a man because she cheated? Like, I don't know. It's starting to annoy me. And
I think that it's because he is completely embarrassed. He's not going to leave her. And I think it's what people are going to think of him. This is 100% why he's so upset. And I think he's making this out to be more because he wants people to be like, oh, he's not going to stick around. But he is, and he knows that he's going to stick by her side. He's not leaving that life. He's not leaving that lifestyle.
What does he have?
And I've said it.
She has the $1 million business and now the social media and the TV show. Yep.
And he has a stay-at-home
even have a business as far as I know.
No. Yeah. So, and I think that that's what this is all about. He keeps saying emasculating. This is like, oh shit, sorry. That was my phone. He has used this same word like at least 4 to 5 times. And
oh my God, I was so annoyed. Yeah.
All to come down to because he knows he can't go anywhere. If he wants to live the lifestyle that he wants to live, he's going to stay with her and he has to figure it out, but he's embarrassed. That's I don't know.
So this part annoyed me. He says that Marciano's narrative has him questioning her story. And I'm like, you're just going to believe some random man? Like, you and her have already gone over this 6 months ago. Like, you guys made the decision to stay together. You worked through it a long time ago. Like, just because now it's public doesn't make any of it different. Like, you've already moved past it. I think that's the part that annoys me the most. I am someone who gets past things, and I cannot stand rehashing the past. Like, it drives me nuts. Like, once I've moved past it, it's done. It's gone. It doesn't exist anymore in my head. I cannot continue to go backwards. That drives me insane. She says if there were more to the story, she would have told him. And he starts crying and says, are you the person I still want to be with? And she says she's scared to tell her friends. They hug. She apologizes again. I mean, I do think they are brave for, like, doing all of this on TV. Jesse is just being, like, really, really raw and, like, open about all of it. So now, like, we're to a new day. Michaela and Macy are at Jay-Z Styles getting makeup done. I don't know for what, but they are. They don't understand where Jesse is because from their perspective, perspective, she always shows up. And, like, she wasn't at the Minky event because they never saw her. She didn't come inside. And then she was supposed to do their hair this day, and she's not showing up to that either. And Macy says, Jessie always shows up. Like, she'll show up sick and hug you, which I think is disgusting. But, like, this is weird. Like, there would be no reason why she doesn't show up. And they're like, she's always so responsive, and she's not, like, answering their texts or anything. Layla shows up, and they talk about her birthday party. She says it will just be the four of them. But then she says she's inviting her friend Kate, who's dating Chase. Is this a new girl than from the Halloween party? I don't know either.
I don't think it is. She looked the same. Maybe
it's the same. Oh,
like, it was like a blonde girl.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to tell. So,
yeah.
Macy and Michaela do not want anything to do with that. And they said everyone will just leave. Like, they ask why she wants him to be around, and she just says that she's trying to be a good person. And Macy says, well, don't be. And Michaela is curling Layla's hair. So I don't know if because Jessie didn't show up, like, they're just like, I guess we'll do each other's hair. Macy says she can handle toxic women. Like, if Whitney was going to show up, Michaela wouldn't like it, but she would handle it. But she cannot handle toxic men. Like, she's done with them. And she just feels like he will start something. And Macy says Layla is naive, and she was duped by Whitney. She was duped by Demi. And now she's going to be duped by Chase. She says her friend Kate and Miranda say that he's been a lot better lately. And then she says he has a really cute brother named Mason that she really wants to get to know. So, like, we now have figured out why Layla is okay with Chase being there. She just wants his brother to be there, you know? So Layla says she's trying to work on finding her voice in the group, but then she just lets Michaela and Macy steamroller, and she just, like, stops talking about who she's inviting. Like, it just ends. So they ask what the vibe of the party is, and Layla says slutty, and they're like, not when we're pregnant, it's not. So we go back, then we cut back to Jordan's house, and Dakota arrives, and Jordan and Dakota have, like, a lovely bromance, and Jordan's gonna be telling him about Jesse and his issues, and Jordan gets choked up immediately and tells Dakota, I've been holding something in for a minute, it's been eating me alive. Like, they're so dramatic, it annoys me. I don't like emotional men. I know that sounds horrible, but it annoys me.
That does sound really horrible.
I know.
But I understand you because, like, I'm sure you've never really seen Justin cry. I can tell you I've never seen my husband
but
cry,
like, it's
ever.
It's been very legitimate and, like, for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like I'm choked up because
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe men should be more emotional. Like, I'm not trying to be like that. I'm not emotional myself. So I have a hard time dealing when other people are emotional, I guess. So I'm really
very emotional.
Want a partner who's emotional.
Yeah.
How would you deal with it? Like, if you had a partner who was, like, emotional.
Oh, I don't know, because I don't have that, and I've been with him for my entire life. But I always think, like, sometimes I think he just needs a good cry. Like, sometimes it worries me a little bit. Like, I always say to him, I'm like, if I were to die, I would hope you would fucking cry. Because I've never seen him cry in his life, ever.
Yeah.
And
I will, if you die,
I feel like maybe he needs
I'll, like, poke him in the eye.
A good cry.
Or something. to help him cry.
Poke him in the eye.
Poke him right in the eye. We'll just get it started. He won't be able to stop because he's never cried in his life.
Yeah. Maybe that's what
mess.
he's afraid of. He's just afraid he's going to break down and
Yeah.
cry forever.
So yeah, he like goes right into it, and he's like, I've been holding something back for a minute. It's been eating me alive. When Jesse went out to LA for press, Marciano was there, and they went out to the bar, and she had some drinks, and they ended up kissing a couple of times. I was like, and you two were on a break. You were separated, but he doesn't say any of that to Dakota. Dakota has like no reaction. He just has a straight face, and he's like, do we think he actually, like, this is the first time he told him? I feel like he told him this already, and then they were like reenacting it for the cameras, because that feels like this is a married couple that you're friends with. Wouldn't you be like, what? Like, wouldn't you kind of react bigger? I don't know. It just seemed...
You would think.
Yeah. Dakota hugs him and says, bro. And he says he can't judge Jesse with the things he's done. He just wants to be here for Jordan. And Jordan says he has to tell... This part was sad. Like, he's going to have... Now that this is out in the public, like, he has to tell his oldest daughter, which sucks. Like, I don't know how old his oldest daughter is, but I know this is second marriages for them. So, I don't know. She might... Apparently, she's old enough to hear this. And, you know, like, no. And I can't even imagine having to tell my kids something like that. Like, that seems... Where my kids' ages are, that seems like such an adult thing that I wouldn't even have to deal with. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I do feel for him in that. Dakota explains, once you have to hear from the whole world and people have their opinions and they call you names or they call your wife names, like, it sucks. And growing up Mormon, men are the providers, and now it's the opposite, or at least in their group, it's the opposite for a man, and that adds another layer of not feeling like enough. And I was just like, blah, 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 men are annoying. Like, in my house for a very long time, I've been the provider or breadwinner, and there's been multiple circumstances where, like, my husband has quit his job because I've relocated, or I've gotten, you know, promotions, or I've gotten things, or simply we've had kids, and it was best for our family that he stopped working to stay home with the kids. And, like, to me, it's just a partner thing, and, like, how it works for you two as partners, and it's not a man or woman thing. And it annoys the shit out of me that it's like, oh, I'm less of a man because my wife makes more money than me. Like, who cares? Who cares how the money's coming in or how the kids are being cared for? If the kids are being cared for, or the money's coming in, or the house is being taken care of, like, why does it matter which gender is doing it? I don't know.
Yeah.
They talk about praying to help getting through it. End of that. So then we end up in Peoria, Arizona, and we see Jen and Zach for the first time, and we hear that they moved back to Arizona because I forgot they still had a house in Arizona. And Zach is picking her up at therapy. We see her first confessional, and she does, like, that clapper thing that they, like, do, you know? And they say, like, Jen Affleck, take one. And she says, don't forget the Affleck. I'm like, Jen, just shut up about that.
I know.
She does seem a lot better. She says, everyone's heard of postpartum depression, but no one talks about prenatal depression. And they're in a car, and she says she wouldn't trade anything for what they went through last year. She says she now understands what she's grateful for, like her kids. And then there's, like, this long pause, and she says, and for you. And Zach gives this, like, smile, and it gave me the ick. I was like, it was like he was waiting for it. It was like he was prompting her for it. I don't know. I didn't like it.
I didn't either.
he asks about how she feels about the girls, and that we find out they're driving back to Utah in a couple of weeks, and they need to decide if she's having the baby in Utah or Arizona. They go to Sonic, and Zach unnecessarily like tells the Sonic worker that his wife is pregnant and having cravings. And I'm like, I've been to plenty of Sonics, and like, you just do your order. Like, no one needs to hear your backstory. And Jen makes this weird face, like it's the most hilarious thing she's ever heard in her life. She's like, it's very weird. I hated it. I'm like, you guys aren't that funny. Like, I don't know what you guys thought was going on. It's just all awkward. Jen's in confessional and says she definitely has some stuff she needs to work out with the girls, and that the last time she saw Jessie, she told her that her husband had a small wiener. And yeah, that's the end of that. Michaela and Macy are arriving at Jessie's house, and let's see. They say they're really anxious because I guess, I don't know how she presented it to them, but apparently, however, she said, like, come over, I need to tell you something. It's important. Like, they are very anxious about what she has to say. And she says, okay, I'm going to give you a backstory. Jordan and I have been struggling for years, which I thought was telling. And it got really bad because all these people are young. So, like, years is a lot. You know what I mean? And I get she's the
And
oldest.
how long have they been together?
Yeah, it's a second marriage. Like, the girl's only 34. Like, yeah. She said it got really bad. And in September, she cheated on Jordan. And it was with Marciano. Michaela is stunned. And Jessie clarifies it was only 2 kisses. And I actually don't like that she says cheated. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I would, if my husband kissed someone, I would consider it cheating too. But it just seems like such to a lesser degree when you're not talking. Like, they didn't have, I don't like affair, I guess. Like, they did not have sex. They just kissed.
Right.
But Macy says she's in absolute shock. Her brain isn't even processing, but she's being told. Macy says that she's never even seen Jessie cry, and she's like breaking down in front of them. So she's just trying to be a good friend and has no words for what she just heard. And Jessie says, I wouldn't blame anyone if they wouldn't want to be my friend. And they're immediately like, no, we support you. Like, and she is, like, Jessie's a mess. Like, Jessie seems like such a strong person, and she is really a mess this entire episode. I felt for her a lot. Mm-hmm. She tells them how he said that they had sex, and Michaela's like, he is so slimy and disgusting to me. And Jessie explains that, like, he passed out in bed after they kissed. So I feel like we're finding out a little more and a little more. So they must have been in her hotel room. And she says she was up all night sick about the whole thing. So then I'm like, well, it wasn't just 2 kisses. Like, if you're in bed making out in your hotel room, do you count that as, like, a kiss? I don't know.
Right.
Like, no one was, like, feeling you up. No one was touching. I don't know. Like, it seems like it.
There's more to it.
Yeah. Because at first I was thinking they were just in Tom Tom at a bar and, like, kissed. You know what I mean? Like, those are 2 different things. Jessie explains why he's saying they had sex, and then she says, this is all my fault, and created it. And I don't think I said this, but his whole reasoning is that he knows he took a Cialis, so I guess in his head, because he took a Cialis, that meant they were going to have sex. And then when he woke up the next day, he had cum stains in his shorts. So, I don't know. That apparently means to him he had sex.
Yeah.
I'm like, but if you literally can't remember it, why are you saying it?
saying
I
it.
have never in my
Right.
life been like, I can't remember that I had sex. That's crazy to me.
Right.
I'm sure it happens to a lot of people, I guess, but I don't know.
That's terrifying.
It is. Like, that's crazy. You're just out here taking drugs, taking dick hardening, whatever, pills, and just doing it all over the place and having no clue, not remembering. That's not okay,
Yeah.
buddy. You need to get some help, is what needs to happen. Jessie says she needs to find a way to prove her innocence. They had Macy and Michaela head to the car, and they just get in the car and they're like, man, I need a good cheese fry after that. They just can't believe it. Macy says that she had a hard time. That she heard that Jessie had... I didn't like this. Macy says she has heard that Jessie cheated in previous relationships. And I'm like, can't we just support our friend? Like, did we really have to say that?
Right.
And Michaela says that she was with Jessie the whole time in the villa, but Jessie did leave for a lot of pretzels and Coke. And I'm like, girls, this isn't you. Like, they're not mean girls. And I felt like a little bit of what they were doing was mean girl behavior. Like, I didn't like their little comments.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
And then from Michaela, we hear that Jessie is always like in your face and kind of a dick. And I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, that was new.
Yeah. And so completely outside of this, I heard a clip on accident of Layla on a podcast say something very similar, that Jordan is like very blunt all the time and really hard to be around and very much a dick. So maybe we don't know Jordan.
Yeah.
Because I saw him as a little bitch, baby. Like, when I saw him in season 1 and 2, I think because he's so short, which might just be mean of me, but, like, I was like, oh, Jessie rules that relationship. Oh, like, he's just, like, I don't know. I saw him as a wimp, kind of, but maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how they, like, edit, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
So Macy and Michaela say they don't know what to believe. And I'm like, just fucking trust your friend. Like, just trust your friend. I feel like if any of my friends came to me and told me the story, I don't know, right or wrong, I would be on, they're my friend. I would just believe them. Like, if you came and told me, like, this whole thing, I would just be like, I am on your side. I am backing you 100%. I believe you. And I don't know why they're not.
Right.
Like, why not? They go to a restaurant called STK for Layla's birthday. So it looks like what's happening is the girls are going to a restaurant. The guys are at, like, a bar across the street. And then they're all going to kind of, like, connect later. Macy says it's just the Mom Talk girls and Miranda. And I'm like, okay, chill. Like, you guys have got to stop calling yourselves Mom Talk and other people are on the outside. Like,
Yeah.
if you're a mom who does TikTok, like, what do you mean you're a part or not a part of the group? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, this was crazy. Macy says that Demi texted her and Michaela as soon as they got home from Jesse's. So Demi's text says, so, like, ... can we talk about it now that you guys know? Then, like, the eye roll emoji. And we hear that Jordan saw Brett driving by on, like, their house cameras. And then Demi starts making offensive videos about Mom Talk. So we see one with a caption that says, starting a new Mom Talk group, but there's only one requirement this time around. And there's, like, this weird man in a bad blonde wig with 2 swig cups. And Demi just says a gavel and says, approved. I didn't even understand it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the guys are in one place, the girls are in dinner. They order their food, and Macy says she wants to address the elephant in the room. and she brings up the Demi text, and they think there's a mole in the group. And Miranda says she has no idea what's going on. Layla says she's been dodging Demi's calls, and they're essentially accusing either Layla or Miranda as a mole. But Layla says she can show her phone logs, and she hasn't talked to her. And if anyone was, like, telling Demi stuff, it would have to be Layla, because Miranda doesn't even know anything.
Miranda didn't know.
She had no clue they were there.
She, like, no, she was legit sitting at the dinner table, and she was like, I have no idea what they're talking about. Like, she knew nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it has to be Layla.
Yeah. Layla's like, it's my damn birthday. Can we just lay off me for a minute? Which I agree. I mean, it is her birthday.
Yeah.
But it's also so weird. Like, you'd have to bring that up if you were anyone. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy that Demi texted them as soon as they left that house. Like, does she have a fucking microphone in Jesse's house? Like, how would she know what they were talking about, you know? Layla says that if she was going to tell anyone anything, she would have told Miranda. And I'm like, are you trying to put this on Miranda? And she's like, up to this minute, Miranda still has no idea what you guys are even talking about. And I was just like, I'm a Miranda, because I would have just sat there and not said a word and just waited, like, for information to come to me. But I feel like most people are like, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on here? Like, most people would, like, question it. But Miranda just sat there.
She did. I would have questioned it. I would have been that person.
Yeah, I think most people would.
I would have been like, what are you guys talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, my experience with most people when you're talking about something, like, people would just, like, butt in and be like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I don't understand. And I don't do that. I don't know why. It's just my personality. So Jessie comes right out, and she's like, Marciono's saying I had sex, but I just kissed him. And Miranda's like, well, damn, I didn't see that coming. Miranda says that Jessie is one of the most honest people she's ever met, but, like, she's, you know, she has trust issues, and she obviously had an affair, so can she be trusted? They just asked Jessie how she's doing, and she says it's hard because it's not like the info just came out. Like, it also came out with a false narrative at the same time, and she has to fight against that. We go to the men's side. Jordan's very worried about looking like less of a man. I feel like if he would have cheated, women don't, like, feel like less of a woman. Like, they're embarrassed, but, like, I don't know. It seems like such a weird reaction to me.
Yeah.
He says if he 100%... Oh, I think it's Michaela's husband, which I could not remember his name. What is his name?
Jace.
Jordan. Jace. Jace?
Jace.
He said, yeah, he's, like, questioning him, and he asked if he... No, it wasn't Jace. It was Macy's husband. Asked if he 100% trusts Jesse's story, and... I don't remember.
I know, and I was having trouble remembering his name when I was taking the notes. Jace and...
They didn't have, like, a Chiron or, like, a little name card, so I cannot remember. But anyway, it was Macy's husband. He asked if he trusts Jesse's story 100%. And he actually says he has his doubts. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, trust your wife. Come on. He said he had forgiven her, but now he doesn't know. So all the girls head out. It's snowing. They see Leanne. She's at another influencer event. And it's just, like, a coincidence that she's in this bar because the influencer event's going to be, like, down the street. I'm like, how many times are you going to show up, Leanne? So, yeah, we're at Layla's birthday party thing now where, like, everyone's together. And Chase shows up. Macy and Michaela are not happy. We hear that Chase has a podcast where... he essentially just talks shit about the girls whenever he hears gossip. He's made comments about Jay-Z's style sucking, stuff about Taylor, and said that Macy only has a platform because her baby daddy died. So essentially he just takes what's ever like currently out there in social media and tries to like get views off of it, off of like the current,
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to call it, like gossip.
Right.
She says
Jacob.
no one, Jacob is his name. So they are like all J's.
Yeah.
Jordan, Jacob, and
I know.
Jace. Okay.
Jace.
She says no one even listens to his podcast. Good luck with your 20 views. Jessie says she doesn't want Chase to hear because he will love the content for his podcast. That's his MO. So like Jordan and Jessie are just like terrified now that they've seen him that like somehow it's going to get out and it'll immediately go on his podcast. Layla's hugging everyone and Michaela's like, she's so fake. Layla says that Chase called her to apologize for the things he said in the past on his podcast. So she's inviting him to apologize to the other girls and their husbands. And then they just cut to Layla chatting up Mason, the brother. I don't think he's cute. She has the weirdest
I don't
taste
either.
in men. Ugh.
She really does.
Yeah. Kate comes over to Jordan and is like trying to get him like warmed up to talking to Chase and says that Chase wants to apologize. And Jordan's like, I'm just not in the mood tonight. Like, no, that's not happening. Layla comes over to Macy, who is pissed off. Layla says it's her birthday, which is true, but Macy says that's fine, but then don't tell us he isn't coming. And I don't know that she said he wasn't coming. They just thought that they bullied her into not inviting him at the salon, and I think she just kind of cut off the conversation and like never said anything else, which I also think is a bad call on Layla's part. Like, they said, you could have said it at dinner or you could have texted us or something, but I don't think she wanted to fight again.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, it didn't matter what I said. No matter how many times I said it, you were not going to be okay with him being here. So I think she just stopped talking about it.
Right.
They say they're uncomfortable around a man that has harassed them online for years. And I don't think Chase should have been invited. I do think that Layla is being taken advantage of, but I think Michaela and Macy could also be nicer about the whole thing. And they get up to like leave, and it makes it seem like they're going to leave, but then we see Michaela back on the couches in just a little bit. So I don't know exactly what happened. We see Chase trying to talk to Jordan.
Macy ended up leaving.
Okay, so Macy did leave.
Yeah, and I think
But
Michaela
Michaela
just
stayed.
like walked her out, and then yeah.
Okay. Chase is trying to talk to Jordan, and Jordan's like, I'm not into this. Like, just no. They feel like Layla's choosing a man that talks shit about her friends over them, and Jessie's like trying to calm Layla down, and she is saying, you know, like, you're valid in your feelings, but they're frustrated. And they shared their thoughts on him prior to this party. And I mean, I agree. Like, she should not have invited Chase. End of story. Like, I don't think she should have.
Right.
But I also think, like, Michaela and Macy could have dealt with it a little better, too. Instead of,
Nicer.
I think because Layla is so much younger, like, they kind of steamroll her or, like, try to tell her what to do all the time. Jordan's mad because he isn't getting attention from Jessie, which I thought was really weird. Like, she's literally just talking to Layla. I don't know what he thought was happening. It was very weird. He, like, is all dramatic and gets up. He goes outside and calls Dakota and asks him to come pick him up. He says he feels emotionally abandoned by his wife. And I'm like, oh, fuck off. Like, what is wrong with you? He goes outside to stand in the snow and sulk, and Michaela goes up to Jessie to tell her that Jordan left. And that's kind of the end of it. But, yeah, I don't know.
I know, I thought that was crazy. Because the thing is, over, like, whenever they're together, it's not like Jessie's up Jordan's ass. You know what I mean? So why does he assume that she needs to be right by his side now because of everything. And also, I can't stand Chase. I think that he is a meathead, gross. When I look at him, I'm like, you're disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, I think that he's like a douchebag.
Yes, they don't need to give him any airtime, period.
No.
Nothing. He is just there to get his podcast viewers. He is there to get on TV, period. He is taking advantage of anyone. His apology doesn't mean shit. Thing. Nothing.
No.
Layla is being naive 100% for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
And I feel like, you know, Miranda has said many times that they're in a good place with their kids. They should keep it that way, and he should stay off the show.
There's nothing she can do. Yeah, she's got to, you know, have that relationship.
Yeah. But.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's the end.
That's the end.
All right. Please subscribe to our social media. We are at Shaded Reality Pod on everything. I do have a schedule out that's on our Facebook page. So the way it works is on the weekend by Sunday, you will have our video and audio on Patreon. And then Tuesday will be our odd numbered episodes. So to start, it'll be episode 1. And then on Thursday is our even numbered episodes. So episode 2 will be this Thursday. And then the following week, it'll be, you know, the next sequential. So like 3 and 4. But on our YouTube, the video will come out. So it's a week delayed. So if you wanted that early, you can subscribe to Patreon, or you can wait for the week and watch us on the following week on YouTube. So I have that all laid out through the first week or two in December on our schedule. Yeah, listen, I try to put stuff out on, you know, TikTok and Instagram pretty regularly. Just little updates to the episodes that we're on, or, you know, things I'm seeing in social media about the shows that we're watching, that kind of thing. We're excited to get through season 3. That will, I think, is there 10 episodes? I didn't even look. I want to say there's 10 episodes, which will take us through about 5 weeks. And then after that, we're going to the Valley. So, yeah, we're excited about that too. But
I am excited about the Valley.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, and happy Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.